So in this video, students, we will look onto understanding more about limits. So let me start with a question. Why can't I divide by 0? So before, in the last video we studied about ds by dt, and I told you ds was approaching 0. dt was sorry dt, dt was approaching 0, but dt was not equal to 0, because if dt was equal to 0, then ds by dt would be ds by 0. So why can't it divide by 0? What is the problem? Now logically thinking, 1 by 2 means one thing you're dividing into two parts. 1 by 3 means one thing you're dividing into three parts. 1 by 4 means one thing you're dividing into four parts. So what does 1 by 0 mean? One thing you're dividing into 0 parts? I mean, it doesn't even make sense. That means one thing you're going to divide it into nothing. 0 means basically nothing. So one thing you're going to divide it into nothing. It doesn't make sense. You get it? So that is one. That is why we say 1 by 0 dividing by 0 is not defined. But mathematically thinking, what happens? What could be the value when we divide by 0? So because we directly cannot do that, we will use we will go through the back door. That is, suppose I'm taking a denominator 10. Okay, 1 by 10. 1 by 10 is what? 0.1. Then I'm going to decrease the value of the denominator. I'm going to decrease the value of the denominator to 1. What will I get? 1. And I again decrease the value of the denominator, 1 by 0.1. What do I get? 10. And I'm going to decrease the value of the denominator again, 1 by 0.01. I get 100. So I think you're understanding what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to decrease the denominator of the each time I'm going to try to decrease the value of the denominator, so that it almost reaches 0. Okay, let me again make that value smaller. 1 by 0.001, 1000. 1 by 0.0001, 10,000. 1 by 0.00001, 1,000,000. That is 1 lakh. Now, what do you see here? As I keep making the denominator value smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller to 0, to almost 0, the answer value becomes total. The final answer become larger, 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 very large, very, very large, and extremely large. Do you get it? So imagine, just think like that. What would be 1 by 0? It would be a boundless value, and that is infinity. Now infinity is not a number. Infinity is not at all a number. You cannot plot infinity in a graph or a number line. But it is an idea. It is a concept. It's a concept of boundlessness. It's a concept of boundlessness. It's a concept where it crosses all boundaries. Not measurable. Cannot be measured. Such type of things. You get it? So even though we could not actually divide by 0 and find the answer, but using this logic, by decreasing the denominator value and making it approach to 0, we could find the value. We could guess what the value is. So likewise, so this is related to the topic limits. Then this is kind of what we are doing also. So no, it's not kind of, actually this is what we are doing. So by the way, this is the symbol for infinity, and yeah. So let's take this equation for example. Y is equal to x plus 1 divided by x minus 3. Okay. Suppose I am asking you to plot the graph. What will you do? You will take the values of x and you will take the values of y. So we'll start from x is equal to 0, then x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2, x is equal to 3, x is equal to 4, x is equal to 5. Okay, find the values for y. Y is equal to, when x is equal to 0, y is equal to minus 1 by 3. When x is equal to 1, y is equal to minus 1, x is equal to 2, y is equal to minus 3, 3, oh man, I get 1 by 0. When x is equal to 4, I get y is equal to 5. When x is equal to 5, I get y is equal to 3. Everything else is fine, except for this value. And that 1 by 0 I can remove and I can write it as infinity, because you know what it is. So you see here there is an issue. Likewise, let me bring you another question. Y is equal to x square minus 4 whole divided by x minus 2. Same thing, let me take the values for x and y. X is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What happens when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2, x is equal to 1, y is equal to 3, x is equal to 2, y is equal to 0 by 0. 1 by 0 itself was horrible. Now we got 0 by 0. So x is equal to 3, y is equal to 5, x is equal to 4, y is equal to 6, x is equal to 5, y is equal to 7. Man, all the other values are beautiful, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, except for this value. Y is equal to 0 by 0. By the way, 0 by 0 is not infinity. 0 by 0 is called indeterminate. It's a mathematical term as indeterminate. And I'm not going to talk much on that because there are enough things for you to study. Indeterminate is simply something that cannot be determinated. You cannot find it. That is why it's indeterminate. You cannot determine it. Okay, that is enough for that. Now, suppose I'm plotting a graph for this function, and suppose this is my y-axis and suppose this is my x-axis. This will be the graph. Now if you look at the graph carefully, you will see something, a hole in between. And why is there a hole in between? Because at x is equal to 2, I cannot plot this value. I cannot plot infinity because at x is equal to 2, y is infinity. I cannot mark the point infinity. So I'm putting a hole. That means at that point the function does not have a value, because infinity is not a number, and at that point the function is not defined. You get a non-defined value, that is, you get a value that cannot be defined, that is infinity. So at x is equal to 2, that value is not defined. There is no proper number, so I'm putting a hole in between. Now that is the problem, because what shall we do now? So at x is, suppose I really want to know what value would x is equal to 2 take. If it was there, what could it take, or what would be the possibilities of x is equal to 2? So to find that, instead of putting x is equal to 2, I will consider x approaching to 2. Okay, so what I'll do, I will take values that are very close to 2. For example, 1.9. So when I put x is equal to 1.9, what do I get? Y is equal to 1.9 square minus 4 divided by 1.9 minus 2, that will be 3.9. What happens when x is 1.99? It becomes y is equal to 1.99 square minus 4 whole divided by 1.99 minus 2, and the answer will be 3.99. What happens when I go more closer to 2? 1.999. Y is equal to this thing, and the total answer is 3.999. That's pretty nice. I'm getting some value. Do you get it? Till now, when I took x equal to 2, I got infinity, something that is not defined. But here, when I'm going more and more closer to 2, I'm actually getting some number. Okay, suppose I'm going closer to 2 from the other side. 2.01 I'm coming to 2 from the right hand side of the number line. 2.01. So I'll substitute the value. I get 4.01. That is nice. Then I go more closer to 2 from the right side. 2.001. Y is equal to 2.001 square minus 4 all divided by 2.001 minus 2, and the answer is 4.001. What do you see here? When I go to 2 from the left side, it becomes more. This 3.9, 3.9 and 3.9 are very getting closer and closer to some value, right? And from the right side, when I go 4.01, 4.001, that is also going closer to some value. And what value is that? 4. From here it is coming closer to 4, and from here it is coming closer to 4. Do you get it? So that is why I say that limit x approaches to, not equal to x, when x approaches to, the answer is 4. Now what does it mean? Lim is the short form for limit. So when I limit x to 2, limiting x approaches to, the whole value becomes 4. When x is equal to 2, guys, please listen to this carefully. When x is equal to 2, there is no answer. The value is not defined. But I can find the possible value. What could it have been? That I could find by approaching, making the value approach to, very closer to 2. And that is when x approaches 2, the value, the total answer is limited to 4. Okay, so limit x approaches to x square minus 4 whole divided by x minus 2 is equal to 4. Now, next we will go on to study few more things about limits.